Greetings everybody, hello, Caregiver Cookie here. I hope we're all having a wonderful day. It's beautiful out here in sunny Southern California today. I wanted to talk about something which we're gonna do about later in different chapters, but I thought now would be a perfect time as I have the opportune time. I'm gonna be making my world famous banana berry bread. I love baking this bread, obviously as it's very nutritious. I like anytime you can make from your table at home instead of buying store-bought. You're eliminating preservatives, added sodium, fillers, natural flavors which are not good for us, and so forth. Plus it's nice because I don't just bake one loaf of bread. I'll normally bake 4 or 5 loaves of bread. For instance, I've got this guy here, so I've got one here. As you can see, there's a discrepancy in size. This is going to be for us. It's a nice size loaf, and then I've got 4 of these smaller ones. And it's great because when I make these loaves of this banana berry bread, my mother has type 2 diabetes, and Doug, the gentleman I also care for, he's borderline diabetic. To me, you're either diabetic or you're not. To me, borderline, I just don't buy it. So that's just my opinion. But if they're saying you're borderline diabetic, if your A1C is near a 7, so forth, you really want to take the measures and treat it like you are diabetic. And just eat a lot of cleaner, more fruits and vegetables, leafy greens, legumes, whole grains, staying away from our ultra processed breads and so forth. If I were to buy a loaf of a banana bread at a generic store, it's going to be ultra processed, which is really not good for us. So what I do is I enjoy the culinary. I love cooking. I love baking. In fact, stay tuned. I'm going to have more of my baking segments as well as my cooking segments. Really simple stuff. I'm not like a chef and cordon bleu. I learned the hard way. Mom was like, here's a pot of water, don't burn it, learn. And then from there, learning how to cut onions, tomatoes, bell peppers, boiling rice. I mean, really embryonic. And over the years, I've just kind of reinvented my own cuisine of what I like to cook. And then obviously educating myself to make sure that I know what is, proper, what is nutritious and what is not. This loaf of banana berry bread I'm making today is actually vegan. I'm not vegan, but we do try and we stay away from a lot of our red meats, sausages, stuff with carcinogens and, and so forth. A lot of, nitrates and nitrites. It's not good for us. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you first, props to Bob's Red Mill. I love using this flour. It's a little more expensive, but it's a minimally processed flour. What I love about the story with them is they're employee owned. So you're helping really an organization that's it's great because it's owned by everybody. There's a lot of pride in their products. I really dig them. This is an all-purpose flour. Again, it's not it's minimally processed. It's not a lot of chemicals involved. I also have another loaf, which is a bag of whole wheat pastry flour. Now people ask, well, do I need to go with a spelt flour, a whole wheat, an all-purpose? For something like this, if you're getting a good quality company, sometimes I'll go with an all-purpose flour. Sometimes I'll go with a berry wheat flour, a whole wheat flour. In this case, I'm going to go with the all-purpose flour. What I'll do is I'll take 2 cups of flour, okay, and then I'll put in a little bit of cinnamon. This is a nice basic whole powdered cinnamon. So 2 cups of all-purpose flour. I'll do a teaspoon of cinnamon, all right. Then I'll do a teaspoon of baking soda, a smidgen, as I say, a smidgen, not a lot of our salt, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt, like a pinch. I don't cook with really a lot of salt. I'll use a lot of the Celtic salt, and I'll buy like mineral salt, but I don't like anything that's processed. That's just again my preference, and it's just a healthier way to go. So I'll take all of my dry products, I'll prepare those first, and I'll be right back. I'm gonna get that going first. I'm back. I am back. So I've taken my flour. I'm making 5 loaves of bread. So I did 10 cups of flour, which seems like a lot, but remember, I'm making 5 loaves of bread. And you're gonna ask, well, Cookie, why are you making so much bread? Well, I'll give some to family friends. I'll give some to neighbors. I'll take some down to my local bank, my branch, give it to the branch manager for all the employees that are wonderful to me at my branch. I'll give some to the police station, fire department. It just varies. My cousin's coming over tomorrow, so I'm gonna make her a loaf specifically for her. I'll probably take a loaf to my gym on Thursday morning early when we go to work out as a little treat for everybody. It's just really nice. It's something healthy that you can enjoy. It's got just enough of a sweet taste to it just to get you going. But I wanted to show you basically the three items I'm using. I'm using basically a plastic little spoon. I've got my masher for my bananas, and I've got my wooden spoon, which I'm gonna mix the dry with. So as you can see here, if you can see, I've taken the flour, I've taken just a little bit of cinnamon, not a bunch because I don't want to make it overbearing. I've taken my baking soda, a smidgen of salt, Himalayan sea salt, not a lot, and a little bit of my baking soda. So if you're making one loaf of bread, it's 2 cups of the all-purpose flour, 1 teaspoon of baking soda, about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, and then a pinch of sea salt. And from there, what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna stir everything. I'm having a mess, so I'm gonna do it here. But I'm gonna basically stir everything through, all my dry, right? I'm taking all my dry, I'm mixing it all nicely so it all blends well. Then I'm gonna start adding my wet. So what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna actually take my bananas and I'm gonna mash them. Speaking of bananas, I love to buy bananas that are nice and ripe, right? You see how nice and ripe these are? Look at these bad boys right here. The key with bananas is, I almost forgot. You notice I didn't mention sugar. I don't care whether it's turbinado sugar, or it's pure cane sugar. I don't like to use, there's no need to use sugar. Reason being is, these bananas are naturally, the riper bananas become, the more natural sugar they produce. Therefore, as you can see, these nice bananas here, see how nice and dark they are? Magnifique, beautiful. What you're gonna do is you're gonna mash them up. They're gonna produce that natural sugar, and then you're gonna mix those in with all your wet. This is gonna give you that compound or that nice sweetness you need in your bread. You don't need to add sugar. Especially if you're diabetic, why add the sugar? Why compromise things, okay? So next, I'm gonna go ahead and mash my bananas. I'll be right back. I'm gonna show you what they look like. Okie dokie, schmoky, I'm back. As you can see, I've taken my bananas. Now, preference, they say 2 to 3 bananas. It depends on how sweet you want your banana bread to be. But because as we're adding berries, some nice blueberries. These are frozen Oregon blueberries I buy at Trader Joe's. And I also have a triple berry mix that I get at Sam's Club. These are wonderful also. This is a medley of blueberries, blackberries, and raspberries. So take into consideration, you're also adding your berries. That's gonna add a sweetness. So as I'm making 5 loaves of bread, I've basically taken the equivalent of 2.5 bananas per loaf. So now what I'm gonna do, and as I mentioned, I don't use sugar. You don't need to use sugar. When your bananas are nice and ripe, they produce a nice, natural, sugary, sweet taste to them. So eliminate the sugar if you can. By the way, I've got all 3 of my critters, my doggies, Bonita, Licorice, and Sandy, sound asleep. If you hear them barking, I apologize. They just took their nap. They're tapped out, they ate. And I got Mom upstairs chilling. So as you know, I'm cookie caregiver. So of course the Cookie Monster is gonna come down, bake his breads, get those going. I got the oven on, got that bad boy ready to go. By the way, you know, you don't need anything crazy, elaborate. You know, if you watch some of these shows, you know, obviously on the Food Network and, you know, Knives Out, etc. I don't know. There's a whole bunch of different cooking shows out there. Yeah, their kitchens are amazing. What I wouldn't give to have an 8-burner Wolf or Viking stove, but I don't. I just got a simple little 4-burner, and but it does the job. You know, at the end of the day, whatever comes from the heart to the soul to the oven and out, magnifique. It's gonna be delicious. So here we go. I'm gonna take now my bananas. I'm gonna mash them up. And this is really not, because the riper your bananas are, the quicker they're gonna mash. So I'm already getting a nice texture here. So I'm gonna take these bananas, it's all in the wrist. I'm gonna mash them up nicely. And as I mash it, it starts to form like a paste. So I'm gonna keep mashing until I get a nice texture, okay? I'm gonna keep mashing, I'll be right back, and I'm gonna show you how it should look in the end here. Cookie is back, and I've got Licorice with me. During the mashing process, I disturbed her beauty sleep, and she woke up wondering what in the world the Cookie Monster was doing. Say hi. I'm gonna put you down now. Go back to sleep. Enjoy yourself. I'll see you in a little bit. So, as you can see, folks, I've taken now and I've got a nice a pasty texture on my bananas. See how nice and mashed they are? It's almost like a paste. And that's all you want. See? That's all you want, is it to be like that. So now when I combine it with all of my dry, it's gonna mix and bode really nicely, okay? So I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna show you now what the bananas are gonna look like with the dry. You know, guys, you gotta have fun. I know as caregivers, we have a lot going on. Like I said, Mom's upstairs right now just chilling. I've got another half hour or so before I have to go check on her blood sugar, check on her. Doug, my special needs gentleman, will be home in about an hour and a half. So this is kind of time for me to have fun. Again, I'm baking because I love this. I love giving out some loaves of bread to those that are close to me and those that mean something to me. And it's really nice. People appreciate it, especially if it's, you know, not just that it comes from the heart, but you're also, you know, preparing something that's on the healthy end of the spectrum. As you can tell, I mean, we've got flour, bananas, baking soda, cinnamon. Oh, I almost forgot. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. We're having fun today though. Unsweetened applesauce. I want to bring this topic up. It's really important. A lot of times they'll tell you to cook with coconut oils or palm oils. You want to stay away from your tropical oils. They're really high in saturated fat. So by all means, make sure you enjoy your extra virgin olive oil, your avocado oil, your canola oils. Those are unsaturated fats, which are really great for inflammation. So yes to extra virgin olive oil, avocado oil, canola oil, safflower oil, but try and minimize your preference for the coconut oils, palm oils, because again, they're so high in saturated fat, and that's just, in the end, it's not good for us. So now I'm gonna take my mashed bananas and I'm mixing it with all of the dry, okay? So I'm mixing it with the dry right now, and you can see how nicely this bodes here, okay? So bam, I got my mashed bananas in there, down to the last drop, because I took the trouble to mash all these nice bananas. They ripened out really nice. Use them. So now I'm gonna take and I'm gonna mix my bananas in with the dry. And then what I'm gonna do next, I'm gonna add my unsweetened applesauce. That's a half a cup of that, okay? So a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce for every loaf of bread you're gonna do. So this is a Trader Joe's unsweetened applesauce. You can buy, you know, your local grocer, whoever you have. Just make sure it's an unsweetened, it has no added sugars to it. That's gonna play the role of your butter, your coconut oil, you know, your tropical oils we said to stay away from. Believe it or not, your applesauce mixes really well. It has the same chemical agents, has the same thickening as your oils would have. It serves the same purpose. And no, don't worry, you're not gonna have that prevalent taste of apples, if you're not an apple fan, in your banana loaf, or in this case, banana berry bread, okay? So I've really mixed in nicely, lovely, my bananas with my dry. When I mean dry, I mean my all-purpose flour, my baking soda, a little bit of Himalayan sea salt. Yeah, and then from there, now I've got the dry done. I've added my bananas. And when I come back, I'm gonna have everything separated. I'm gonna have measured out my applesauce, my pure vanilla extract, my apple cider vinegar. I'm going to tell you why we use apple cider vinegar in a second here. And of course, a little bit of almond milk, unsweetened almond milk, okay? Which is the same texture as a dairy milk would have. Be right back. I'm back. Did you miss the Cookie Monster? He's back, he's here. So what I want to do now is I've taken, and by the way, the aromas of those ripened bananas mixed in with this batter, it smells amazing. Amazing. If you love banana bread, you're gonna go crazy for this. Okay, so as you can see, I have a nice mixture going. I gotta put a little bit of wrist and elbow behind this. I'm not using a KitchenAid. I do have a KitchenAid in the corner. I'll use that more so if I'm, you know, baking dozens of cookies. And again, I'm always looking for a clean alternative. Instead of using a butter or margarine, I'll go a different alternative for my cookies, as long as a much better quality of flour. It makes all the difference in the world. Because again, we want to stick with minimally processed and stay away from the, ultra processed, which is really not good for us. Okay, causes a lot of issues later on with hypertension, arteriosclerosis, hardening of the arteries. So really, it's something to really, and I'm going to talk about this in future YouTube episodes of different, ways we want to eat and the reason, and exercise, staying active, especially as caregivers. We're always against the gun, we're always go, 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 and there's never any time for us. So you really want to make sure that you're fueling cleanly, as clean as you can. You want to make sure you're drinking plenty of water, right, which I'm going to have right now. And of course, you want to pick good quality. You want to spend money whenever you can on your groceries and make sure that whatever you're putting, whatever Mother Earth gave you, to the cutting board, to the preparation, to your palate, is going to be nothing but quality. So I've got a nice mixture here, okay? So recap. For one loaf, we did 2 cups of all-purpose. Again, I like using Bob's Red Mill. You can go with a whole wheat. You can go with an all-purpose. You can go with a berry wheat. And there are other companies out there that make really good flours, so it's up to you. I know some of your grocers have some that are a little pricey, but you can definitely tell when that loaf comes hot out of the oven. The sponginess, the way, the texture makes all the difference in the world when we spend a little more and we get a better quality of flour, okay? So with that dry, I also added a teaspoon of baking soda. I added about a half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Not a lot, because I don't want it to be overbearing, overpowerful. And just a smidgen, a little pinch of a Himalayan sea salt, all right? From there, I went ahead and I added a teaspoon of pure vanilla extract. That pure vanilla extract, you get that pure vanilla bean. It's got more of that nice, strong taste of the vanilla. It makes a difference when you bake. I also did a half a cup of unsweetened applesauce in place of my margarines, my butters, or the coconut oils. Don't be fooled by your coconut oils. It's tropical oil, high in saturated fat, okay? And then of course I went with a 1/4 cup, or a little bit more depending on how much texture you like and thickness of the almond milk. It can be almond breeze. I've got the Trader Joe's here. Go with unsweetened if you can. Stay away from all those added sugars, okay? So as you can see now, I've got a really pretty batter going there. It looks just amazing. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna experiment, okay? How much berry do you like? I said I'm gonna also add these are the Oregon extra sweet blueberries. I get these at Trader Joe's. They're so sweet and they're wonderful. Frozen, thaw them out. They're thawed out, ready to go right now. So let's experiment, let's see. I've got a cup here. I'm gonna add a cup to my batter. I can tell that's not gonna be enough right there. So I'm gonna go with 2 cups, okay? Let's see what 2 cups looks like here. There's 2 cups. Now I'm gonna go ahead, I'm gonna mix it well, and I'm gonna see what consistency I have in my banana berry bread. As I said, I also brought out the triple berry blend. I brought out the extra guns in case I need it. I might not need it though. But, I'm thinking, I could use a little more. Now, I love these berries. I might make some oatmeal in the morning, some rolled oats. So in this case, I want to save those Oregon blueberries because they're hard to come by. I'm gonna have to go back out and buy some more, which I don't mind. And you know what? Just because I love berries, I'm gonna go with another cup, okay? So I realize these are a little bit frozen, so I'm breaking the rules here a little bit. But remember, these loaves are going in an oven set at 350 degrees. I had my oven on for about an hour. As you can know why I'm already sweating a little bit. So oven's on, it's been on, it's preheated, it's ready to rock and roll, 350. I'm gonna bake these for actually I'm gonna go from 60 minutes to about 68, 70 minutes. And the key is also as you get close and you see it browning, you wanna take a toothpick to it. I'm gonna show you all that as we go in little segments, so just bear with me here. So, in my opinion, I think that the 3 cups of the berries is just fine. Because remember, we took 2.5 bananas per loaf. So I got a grip of bananas in here, and they're really sweet. because they're really ripened. So I've got enough texture of the banana. I just want to add a little bit of smidgen with my berry blend, which I did. So I'm quite happy here. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take some basic canola oil. I'm going to spread out my 5 loaves. I've got 5 pans, okay? So I'm going to take 5 pans. What I'm going to do, I'm going to spray them each lightly, just a little bit, not a lot. I'm not going to go crazy on them, okay? And this is the big one I'm going to enjoy for us here at home. And of course, your bananas give you a nice, oh my gosh, you guys, you know what I almost forgot? That's why the Food Network, they're not going to hire me. They're going to fire my butt the first day. Apple cider vinegar. You're going, now, Cookie, why are you adding apple cider vinegar? Why would you do that? Well, here's the reason why. Apple cider vinegar and baking soda mix really well together. The reason why is apple cider vinegar is acidic and it acts as a leavening agent, okay? So when you add the apple cider vinegar along with your baking soda, it's going to oxidize and it's going to create this nice light texture that's going to be bubbly. So that's why we use apple cider vinegar. And believe me, not to worry. It's going to be 1 teaspoon, so you're not going to even notice it. And I'm putting 5 teaspoons, of course, because I'm making 5 loaves of bread, right? So, bam, bam, there we go. All right, cool. All right, so we said, right, recap, the apple cider vinegar mixes really well with that baking soda to produce that acidity, to then it acts as a leavening agent, to then help that bubbliness and that sponginess in our loaf of bread. You're gonna see afterwards when it comes out just how nice and spongy it is. Like right now, it's like, you can smell that apple cider vinegar right now. Can you smell what the Rock is cooking? Can you smell what the Cookie Monster's cooking? Baking. So, I'm just trying to be funny. Anyhow, that's why I never made it as a stand-up comedian. They threw rotten tomatoes at me and told me to get off the stage and go home. Here we go, here we go. All right, so now, as I was saying, I'm gonna finish spraying all my pans. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Where's 5? There it is. There she be. I'm sitting over here in the corner. And 5. Cool. Good, you guys. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to swiftly and smoothly pour batter in each one. I'm going to go about halfway up first. Not quite halfway, right there. Bam. Then to the next one. And then to the next one. And then to my big boy. Give him a lot of love because this is going to be for us here at home. And then for my last one, making sure I've got enough for that last batter. And then what I'm going to do is anything that I have left over, I'm going to make my way back. And you know what I'll do now? Number 3, the little spatula. There we go. The spatula I'm going to utilize to finish topping everything off nicely, like so. Let me give this loaf a little more loving. Here you go, big guy. I didn't forget about you. Let's get you squared away here too. You deserve your fill, right? All right, there we go. Excellent. Very good, you guys. Now I'm just gonna smooth it out nicely. Get all of your batter out of there because you worked hard to prepare this. So don't leave anything behind, right? Use it all. We used wonderful ingredients. So let's go ahead and make sure that these wonderful ingredients get put to use 100%. No waste, no waste, no waste, especially something that's delicious and nutritious and tasty for us. I'm gonna tell you something. You can't compare store-bought compared to what you make at home. It's day and night. You're gonna notice it. It might not be as pretty, but it's like when you grow your own vegetables at home, you notice they have a little deformity to them, right? Case in point. But when you cut it up in that organic feel and that nice soil that hasn't been overly cultivated, the taste is just unreal. So here we go. I'm gonna now open my oven. There we go. I'm gonna put 2 loaves in right now, sideways, like so. Yep. Get this out of here. Make sure this gets put to use because we don't waste anything. I'm so calm today. I'm so used to being chaotic, being a caregiver. You know how that is, you guys. So we're gonna go like this. I'll put it here. I've got room for 1 more. Pretty impressive. I got 5 loaves in 1 row here. Bam. Close it. Because I'm all fancy, I'm gonna take my stopwatch on my regular watch here and go. Here we go. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi. I'll be back. Next time I come back, I'm gonna have the loaves out of the oven. I'm gonna show you what they look like baked. And I hope you enjoy what you're seeing so far. And I apologize, I'm kind of all over the place. Of course, when I cook and bake, I love cooking and baking. But if you stick around and you're patient with me, I'll share a lot more of my recipes with you in further episodes. Thanks, you guys. I'll be back with you in a little bit once these loaves are out of the oven. Cookie Caregiver here. Hello, all my lovely and beautiful people. Caregiver Cookie is back. Well, I baked my banana berry breads for exactly 1 hour. In fact, at 55 minutes, I turned off the oven and let them kind of just bake on their own slowly the last 5 minutes. So after 1 hour, I've now taken, I'll take a toothpick and show you. I will take 1 loaf of this amazing looking, beautiful banana berry bread. Let me show you here. Look at that, delicious. I'll take a toothpick, put it right through, should come out nice and clean. So as you can see, I've got a nice, fluffy textured banana berry bread. Here's another one. Look at the beautiful color in that. Isn't that nice? I've got the berries with the banana. The aroma is just amazing. And you know, the nice thing about this too is I didn't put any added sugars, just the natural sugars from the fruits. Remember, the riper your bananas, the more of a natural sugar you'll get from it. Now, when this cools down, you get a nice little slice of this loaf with a cup of milk or even a cup of coffee. If you're gonna do your Starbucks or your Coffee Bean or any of your Dunkin' Donuts, one of your favorite treats, you can always modify it, right? So enjoy it, but maybe go with the skim milk versus a whole milk. Eliminate the whipped cream. Easy on the drizzle. And then of course, if it's 6 to 8 pumps, just do a couple of pumps. If you're like me, you love your pumpkin spice latte, you go bananas. I love pumpkin season right now. In fact, maybe next time through, I'm gonna make some allspice pumpkin homemade waffles with the same flour, the Red's milling, which is delicious. And I'll show you, it's a really simple recipe. They come out nice and fluffy. And of course, we're only going like 6, 7, 8 ingredients versus this plethora of like 25 to 30 ingredients of all these processed items that are not good for us. So I hope you enjoyed my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe to my channel. That's Caregiver Cookie. To all my caregivers out there, much love to you. It's a very challenging situation we're in right now. We just take it one day at a time. That's all we can do, moment by moment. I hope this channel has been informative. I want to continue to do more episodes. We're all in the same boat. I'm going through my trials and tribulations, caring for 2 individuals, 3 critters as well, 3 doggies. Speaking of doggies, please remember to spay and or neuter your pets to control the pet population, and support your local shelters. I showed you Licorice earlier in this video, in one of the segments. We rescued her 7 weeks ago. She and her 6 puppies were thrown in a trash bag and thrown in the trash, if you can believe that. There are people out there that do that, but fortunately, Licorice came to us. She's the most amazing 1-year-old little puppy you can imagine. She's so lovable and affectionate. We just love her to death. And no banana berry bread for Licorice, so we'll give her. I'll bake her something. Maybe I'll do another YouTube channel on pet-friendly treats that are also healthy for them. So again, I hope this wasn't too confusing. $3.50 for 1 hour, and again, make some for your friends and families. Take care of yourselves. I know you always hear all the time, you know, you can make time for yourself. Well, it's easier said than done. But seriously, folks, if you enjoy baking, cooking, in fact, I got to get on cooking here in about another 5 minutes. I got to start preparing tonight's meal early so we can get all my ducks in a row. I know you have to do the same. Make wise choices. We're in this for the long run. If you're not healthy, the household's not healthy, and then the ship goes down. Ship sinks, right? So with that said, I am Caregiver Cookie, the Cookie Monster. I hope you enjoy this, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Take care of yourselves. Be safe.